Hey, everybody, welcome back to another edition of the Fantasy Football Expo podcast series. You see these guys with blue shirts? There's a reason for that. They're all from the Lightning Leagues. Check out their very cool shirts. They're going to talk about the Lightning League, what it is, what it's about, and why you should get on the app and get signed up this summer before the Expo. And that is coming next. Gentlemen, this is great. I haven't had this big of a crowd since I think I spoke at the Expo.
That was awesome.
Thank you for coming. So glad to have you guys. Super excited about your app that's coming out. But first off, a lot of people, a lot of names I barely can pronounce. So I'm going to leave it to you guys. So Relio, I'm going to let you start off. Introduce yourself, where you're calling from, and what you do on behalf of Lightning Leagues.
Thanks, Bob. We appreciate you having us. This is wonderful, great opportunity, and we're looking forward to the expo for sure. Rilio Master Antonio. I am the Chief Sales Officer / General Counsel, Chief Bottle Washer, whatever we need to get done. So I'm from Lansing, Illinois, a suburb south. We're all kind of close to each other, and that's my role.
All right, Paul.
Paul Master Antonio, no relation.
Yeah, it's not obvious.
Not even a little
like.
bit. I am the CTO of Lightning Leagues. I will be the one in charge of keeping that sucker running. And I am in Chicago proper, right in the city. Like you said, we're all real close, though. Easy. Okay. We can drive to each other. That's the important part.
All right, Dick,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Dick Blank, CEO. Really wanted to fill out the state form and list commissioner as my title. That way, every time I go to like an expo or a place, I can get booed. I was really looking forward to that. But apparently, you're not allowed to do that for the state. So we're all 4 partners, but I had the pleasure of being the coordinator of all of us. And it's been a really exciting time. And we'll talk about it here in a few minutes about what we're about. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. All right, Reese, up to you, bud.
I'll still boo you, brother. I'll still boo you. But
Thanks, man.
hi, I'm Reese Plank. That's my brother, my uncle, my cousin. I'm the chief of marketing, so I'm in charge of advertising, and we're getting a docuseries made. So I've been working hard at that, and got another episode coming out tonight. So it's been fun. It's been real fun. So.
He looks like a marketing guy, doesn't it? With the shades.
The shades do it all,
man. Surprised he doesn't have a cigar and a drink in his hand.
Yeah, I thought about it. Yeah.
Maybe he's waiting for a waitress. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right, love it. Well, guys, once again, thanks. We'll definitely talk more about Lightning Leagues, but let's take a step back. It could be a very far step back. I know it is for me, but let's go through through the same group here and tell us about how you got started playing fantasy football. Who brought you in? How did it go your first year? I'm sure, I assume there's going to be a lot of finger pointing between each other. But somebody had to go first. Really,
come on, old timer.
I assume you started the longest, farthest back. So I'll let you go ahead, talk about what year you got involved and how you got involved.
Well, let's just say, thanks, Bob. Let's just say that I have been playing fantasy football longer than these gentlemen and my partners have been alive. Ooh. So I've been playing
the late 1900s.
Yeah. I literally 1984. I was a sophomore in college at University of Illinois, and go Illini plug. So I had just decided to do this crazy fantasy football thing, and back then, as you know, I think you're 40 years, Bob.
Yeah,
you did basically. Paper and pen and Monday newspaper, and the scoring was 3 for a field goal, 6 for a touchdown, doubled over 50. That was it. So I started then.
Exactly what our scoring was.
That's what it was.
That's crazy.
And that was
Why?
it.
Because you had to do it that way, right? Nobody was doing PPR and all that crap with pencil and paper. Yeah, for sure.
So I played literally every format you can imagine out there. Yeah, all of them. I've played just about every type of league there is, even ones that we've made up for this and created. So I've had good experience. So that's where it started. I've loved it ever since, and that led us to Lightning Leagues.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, Paul. I'm assuming I know who got you into it, but I'll let you say it.
And you would actually be super incorrect. I got into it in college.
It wasn't Dad that drug
Friends of
you.
mine were just like, "Hey, you want to join this league?" And I was like, I guess whatever. I don't know. Let's put some money on it. It'll be good to trash talk you guys. And then inevitably after that, I was like, oh wait, am I super into this? I think I'm kind of really into it. So then I did end up playing with him after the fact.
Yeah.
You know, I came back from college, changed man, and said, I think I'll join a league with you. I would like to try and kick your ass as well.
There it is. Nothing better than a good old dad-son trash talking. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
All right, Dick, after you.
Yeah. I'll go next. So, I mean, it's probably been about a decade that I started playing fantasy football. I was fortunate enough to already, like have the apps, like the iPhone was out in 2008, and I was kind of after that. And, I grew up like, it was kind of funny, seeing like the differences, we talked about, moving forward in different sections of fantasy football as really like did. And even just from my own experience, just for regular football, I remember being a kid and my dad just like screaming at the TV, like beer in hand, like going, the Bears suck. You guys suck. This is horrible, and like, and when you're 6, you don't get it. And, like not pushing 40 this year. And like, oh man, if you guys watch football and you're a Bears fan, I feel sorry for you because I did a lot of that last year at screaming at the TV and I'm going, oh, my father.
You could be a Browns fan.
Like, oh gosh, yeah. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I drink.
We're all Cleveland people. Like I saw what the Pacers just did, and I'm sorry.
It's rough.
But like that love for the football, like just loving football, grew, and then you find fantasy football, and gosh, you know what, like. What a great time to be a Bears fan when there's fantasy football, like, I love fantasy football. It doesn't hurt so hard to be a Bears fan when I'm playing fantasy football. And, like, obviously that grew. And just like when Relio was talking about earlier, like you guys were talking about doing this with 3 points for field goal and 6 points for touchdown, doing it with the Sunday paper. Then going, oh man, the World Wide Web is invented, and now you have websites that do it, and then the iPhone, now we have apps, and we're just the next iteration of what fantasy football is going to be. Like it's already a game. Now we have all the games that you love to play within the game. And so for me, it's been like Relio said, a complete turn because it's come full circle. It's been a different iteration, and we are the next version of it. And I'm just having so much fun doing it. Love it.
All right, Reese, how'd you get in?
Thanks, Bob. You're not going to believe this, but this is my second year playing fantasy football.
And you put this guy in charge of marketing?
Unique perspective, Bob.
He's got ideas.
I get it.
So one time in college, classmate came up. He's like, "Hey, my buddy dropped out of our league. Do you want to pick it up?" So that was my first experience with it. And it was halfway through the season. And I remember I had Cam Newton as a quarterback. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go.
Wow, he's throwing back shade.
It was cool. So that was my first taste. But last night I did a full season. And really, it's funny. My first game was a Guillotine League. And so we're playing on this app, and it's not really made for it, but I'm still having a blast every week. I'm shitting bricks. Like this is great. It was just a great time. So this year I'll be in many more leagues than just the Guillotine League. But second year, but I'm hooked. It's great, and I'm happy to be a part of something bigger. So it's great.
Yeah. No, that's love the stories. Love the time frames all over the place. All right, so I'll leave this open to whoever wants to grab it. But let's talk about how all of this love for fantasy football came into fruition to become Lightning Leagues. Tell us how it got started. Tell us what it's all about, because folks, you're gonna love this stuff.
Okay, so now I had this brilliant idea to run the Guillotine League off of an app that I'm not going to mention. We had 5 different people Relio's been running conference versus conference league for years. Used to be one that I hated, and then I realized all I had to do was memorize half the players, and then I was like, oh, this is actually awesome. Like it's half the work, Plus, I've already done all the work for every other,
Right.
Now, some people, like obviously 3 or 4 leagues are normal, but like, 7, 12, what's the difference after you
15.
get past 5? Yeah, 15, whatever. Exactly. Exactly. And then we're finding out that so many of these are just, niche leagues, like we did the Guillotine, we did the conference versus conference. We did another one to where like actually it's a iteration of what we have as a vampire league, and we had these like, oh, you can steal a player or you pay $5 into the pot, like then you can keep your player. It was just a way to drive our little bar league, up for money, and then at a certain point people were like, nah, I'm not paying any more money, like just keep it. And so me and Relio are talking, and we're coming in a situation, and obviously we talk a lot of fantasy football. Me and Paul share a team. Paul share a team in his. Gosh, man, I got to figure out the directions here. I'm not doing it anymore.
My league.
Yeah. In Relio's league, so we share a team over there, and we're like, man, it'd be really convenient if we had all these like specialty games to where we didn't have to put in all the work as commissioner. When I did the Guillotine, I had 5 or 6 or 7 commissioners, knowing full well that like if I lose week 1, oh, I'm going to be really interested come week 15 about who's winning the league. Like, oh wait, no, I won't. Like, you might get me for about 2 weeks afterwards, and then I'm going to be like, I got 14 other leagues, Bob.
Right, exactly.
Don't care about the one I was eliminated in. So and from there, like it was just. Like, hey, we have an idea and nobody else does this. Like, you look online, there may be a Guillotine app out there. I don't think anybody does any conference versus conference or vampire leagues or anything that we have. It just, and the games, it's not like they're uncommon, they exist. And so we're like, man, if we had a central unified area for these things, it would just be fantastic for us. And nobody else has that. Nobody else has that. And well, I mean, once you know that nobody else has this, we have thrown ourselves in head over heels. We've spent way too much money. This is all just our own money. We're not backed by anybody,
Right.
We're regular guys that work 9 to 5 jobs, and like this is what we do. And we just think the idea and the concept is so much better than what everybody else offered, including our gameplay on top of it. That was the next step. Like, man, Paul did a really good job in one of our interview videos that you can check out on YouTube on our channel. Please like and subscribe. Thanks so much. That, he talked about like what a nightmare some of the things are for commissioning these things, or even having to go through a trade process, where it's hidden in 3 different layers, and like I have to do this, and man, that just everything that we irritated us about fantasy football, we're like, well, it's ours. Let's not do that. Let's not have 10,000 ads all over the place, and I'm so confused as to what to freaking click on that like I accidentally gambled $600 on a DFS that I didn't even know I put money into. Like I'm not pointing fingers at any app that you can sleep on, but just saying, like it's been done. So that was just the next iteration, and we were so excited to do it. Like then it was, hey, let's make it look prettier, and it does look pretty, and we're built by users for users. We're going through testing. I can't wait till this video comes out because we need emails. We want everybody in the world to test our systems. We want people to tell us what you love about fantasy football and what you don't. It's how we market it to our friends. We asked everybody we knew about it. And now that we're developing it, we're in testing, we're doing the same thing. We're just asking everybody, what do you love? What do you hate? Tell us and we'll make it that way. And what a unique opportunity for us to make it the way fantasy football players want to play, so I'm just so excited. I can't say enough good things, and I'll let the rest of my team do their stuff because I could talk forever about it. I just love it so much.
Great.
I have a good question. Bob, what do you love? What do you hate?
Oh, there you go.
Great question. Oh, about fantasy football. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Roll with it.
I don't think you have enough time. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, I've played at a bunch of leagues, but then there's also leagues that I haven't played because, whether I just haven't. So I have done Guillotine. I have not done Vampire. Definitely haven't done Conference versus Conference. Keeper redraft. Yep, obviously
Sure.
many of those. But yeah, no, I think it's a great idea because it does make things simpler. I like you've got this whole bolts and sparks and all kinds of fun things in there. One of you talk about that because I have signed up and I got my free bolt. But what does that mean? So tell everybody what that bolt and sparks are all about.
Come on, Relo, hit them with it and hit them with our leaderboard, baby. Come on.
All right. So they're basically, based on the rules of the game, we cannot give actual cash prizes because that's gambling. So we've created what we call a bolt, which is a $5 increment in our world. And in order to play in a specialty league, it's one bolt cost. So that's $5. And non-ranked redraft leagues are always free. So if you just want to come in and just put a league together with your people and just want to play fantasy football, come on, bring it on. We got just a free league to do that. But if you want to try something different, of course, we want you to buy a bolt. And a spark is a fraction of a bolt.
Okay.
All the electricity theme. And that's going to be used for things. We have flash leagues, which are 1 week and 4 week leagues. So if you want to fix and just want to jump in a league real quick, you can do that with the sparks, and those are a value of $1. And we're going to have a playoff product coming out during playoffs, so we're going to have that, and that'll be a spark-driven thing. So that's kind of our way of making it easy, so you don't have to think about all the costs and everything. You're either buying a bolt or a spark, and this league is a bolt to get in, or 3 sparks, or 1 spark, or whatever.
Yeah, right. But honestly, nothing expensive. So
nothing
not going to break anybody's bank.
Not at all.
$100 or $1,000 or
no.
It's just
and really we thought about that long and hard, Bob. Because at the end of the day, like we said, it's just our money. And we're not, even with what we're charging, like we're not going to get rich. I can tell you that right now for it. But if you're looking at Guillotine, the Vampire, we're talking 18 weeks and $5 for superior gameplay that you don't have to deal with all the commissioner stuff. It just does it for you. It's a cup of coffee over 18 weeks.
Right.
It's like spending 30 cents a week or 50 cents a week.
Right.
We didn't feel like was super problematic. Like we really want it to be 4 players. But it's expensive to run a fantasy football app, turns out. You have to pay the API fees and a lot of things all the time.
A lot more than we realized.
So
to get back there real quick, and the thing we wanted to stress was that, we want people to come in and do the non-ranked, the regular non-ranked redrafts, and hopefully it'll strike your fancy, and you'll try it. And now, why did I say non-ranked? Good question. Because we have national leaderboards. So we're going to have a national leaderboard for each specialty game. So we'll have a national leaderboard for Vampire. We'll have one for all the different leagues, conference versus conference, and you'll appear on there. And then we'll be able to give, rewards of bolts and things through that in-game rewards that we can give out. So you're competing for something, and of course, bragging rights and national recognition.
Replays, absolutely.
And then we have a sponsor program where we're going to have restaurants, bars, and clubs sponsor leagues, and they will give out. So let's say a bar would sponsor a 12-team redraft league. They would give out 12 spots to their customers. They would play the league. The bar buys the league. Everybody's happy. And then if anyone shows up on the national leaderboard, the bars or restaurant or clubs actually have their name in there with a link back to their site.
Yeah, it'll be hyperlinked to them. So, they have enough leagues. They might see themselves on a national board. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Very cool. No, I love that. Yeah, and so many bars have the drafts there anyway.
Sure, and then if you're going in every week, you're already part of the club. And honestly, Really brought it up. Like I don't know if you've ever done like softball leagues, Bob, and I'm a little older than the guy standing next to me, so like I do remember, like old school beer leagues and things like
Oh
that,
yeah.
and that
Hmm.
was really cool. Like you go in because it really is, community, and like we feel
Hmm.
like that's a lot of things that we've lost now. Like post COVID, you don't get as much
Right.
community as you've ever had, and we really want that to be, like a part of what we're doing. We keep screaming it like, oh yeah, social media community. No, we want active community on
Real people,
local
face to face.
community. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Like going in and what the bars offer, for like coming in on their Sunday is their business, and I'm sure plenty of bars have already, like they've told us that they're offering things, and like I said, that's not us, but that's the bar that they go to that they sponsored, and that's fantastic. They
Right.
love it.
Right.
So it's been very popular with them, and it turns out people really want to be a part of something. It
Mhm.
sucks sitting at home by yourself constantly. Well, I love fantasy football, like it's nice to go out and hang out with a few buds sometimes and you
Right.
know have
Right.
my community
So
for it.
before we move on to that perfect segue of moving on to meeting people, which we're going to do at the expo, any last words on Lightning Leagues information? Where do they go sign up? All that kind of stuff before we move forward.
All right,
Yeah,
Reese, we'll let you
absolutely.
tackle that
Come
one.
on, Reese. Come on, marketing guy.
My neighbor's mowing his grass. It was terrible timing. Oh man. So obviously you can go to lightningleagues.com, and that's where you can sign up for a new bolt. We are revamping our website. We started doing it ourselves. We're balling on a
We
Oh,
He's
lost
gonna
you.
say
marketing guy
You
balling on a
froze.
froze.
budget. Yeah,
and
we're
we
gonna
got
be
You hit a
balling on a
wrong
budget.
grass spot. All
You
right.
froze, Reese.
You froze,
oh
Reese.
sorry, let me go. There we go. So
We know who the crazy one is of the group. I love it.
there we
Marketing
go,
gold.
lightningleagues.com. You sign up for a free bolt there. We're revamping the website. So that's going to be live in a few days, but the website's still good right now. You can follow us on Instagram, Lightning Leagues LLC. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter, Lightning Leagues, LEEGS. Hey, I'm working here, kids. And we're going to be on TikTok.
Oh, he froze.
Yeah, we
And
also
So
have
we don't have that set
Discord.
up yet,
Paul, what's
but
our
man,
Discord server?
yeah, what's our Discord server, Paul?
Discord's Lightning Leagues, same deal.
Hey,
And
that's
the link to
us.
that Discord
But
server
it
is
is Lightning
on
Leagues as well,
our
right?
website.
all
And
of our
by the
links
way,
are on YouTube.
Reese,
If
at
you
what point?
view our videos,
When does that cut off for the free bolt? What date does that cut off?
we say
August
August
1st.
1st is our cutoff for the
All right. So,
For the free
folks, if
bolt.
you're listening out there,
free bolt. So make sure you
Yes,
sign up
before
that
the
and try out
expo,
any one of our
so
leagues.
before August
Yeah.
1st, get out there and get your free bolt. So if you're watching this, make sure you go out and get your free bolt, get signed up, because when you get to the expo, it's too late. You don't get free bolts. Well,
I'll
maybe
tell
they'll
you
give
what.
away free
I'll
bolts.
tell
We'll
you
see.
what, Bob. If they show up to your expo, if you're at the expo, you will get a free bolt if you
There you
come to
go.
our station. If
Perfect.
you're at the expo, that will be the only thing that
All
doesn't cut
right. There
off.
we
If
go.
you
You
show
heard
up
it
to the
here.
expo, we'll hand
right.
out free bolts to anybody who needs them.
Got it. All right.
Fair
Good
enough.
stuff.
He's always giving away stuff. Kills
That's
it.
fine. Well, then he should be marketing. No, I'm just kidding.
We all learn.
Anyway, no, good stuff, guys. So, everybody out there, you heard it. This is such a cool app. You get to put all of your leagues on one thing, run them all there, all the different styles. And let's say you're hooked into ESPN for the rest of your life because your friends are all on it. That's fine. I get it. Then why don't you bring your league over and play some Guillotine or some Vampire? And then once they love this app, they're going to be like, we could do our thing here instead of ESPN. It'd be a lot better.
Exactly.
So that's how we're going to get them in. So make sure y'all come and do that. Get your free bolt. I've got mine. Maybe we'll be in a league together. Yeah, maybe we'll have an expo only league, and we'll win some free bolts there.
We're
Yeah,
hoping.
before we
hoping
get
to
off
set.
of the leagues, there's one thing I would like to point out. For all you keeper commissioners out there, this is important. I've run keepers. Keepers kind of a recording nightmare because you got to figure out depending on how you do it, you got to figure out what round this person is in, how many you got to pull them out of the draft. It's a nightmare. We've constructed our proprietary keeper point system where we score our players, and at the end of the season, all you do is click 3 buttons or as many points as you can keep, up to 20 points of players. It's based off of their statistics and all good stuff, an algorithm. And then all you have to do is check the buttons, and they all go back into the draft, and the commissioner doesn't have to worry about spots and rounds and all that stuff. So all you keeper commissioners,
Pretty
give
cool.
us a good look.
Very cool.
It's pretty
Very
cool.
All right, guys. So Expo's coming up. You guys will be there live and in person. So talk about, how'd you find out about the Expo? Did somebody tell you? Did you see it online? How did you guys all hear?
I did. I saw it online. I was looking around because playing fantasy football all these years is one thing, but then running an app is a whole different thing. So I'm looking in places I never thought I'd be looking for fantasy football information. And all of a sudden I came across your ad for the your Google for the Expo, and I'm like, we have to be there.
Yeah.
So I called Dick and I called the team and I said, boys, we got to be there. And they all agreed.
Instant yes.
Yeah, that's a yes.
Yeah,
and then we had that amazing meeting with you, and you made us feel very comfortable and understand what was going on. And we're in booth 12, right next to the football guys. It's huge.
VIP, baby.
VIP.
VIP, right beside football guys. Yeah, you're going to have so much traffic.
We're excited about our booth too. Like we built a whole entire backdrop. I've got a 3D fan for our logo. We've got lightning coming down. We'll have t-shirt giveaways. Like we have our Lightning League helmets that'll be on the table. There's no way that you guys are gonna miss us at the Fantasy Football Expo. We are so excited. We're gonna bring a ton of cool stuff for you guys. We're going to show it off. We're going to have mock drafts while we're doing it, running it. You guys will be able to witness it. We'll be giving away free things for it. We may even do a draft on the spot.
Lightning League shirt.
Oh, yeah.
We got you, Bob. We'll get you a Lightning League shirt. Absolutely.
Excellent.
100%. And we may even do some drafts on the spot over there. We'll give away leagues.
Exactly.
People walking around, 20-minute slow drafts, stop by our table. We're going to set up a whole bunch of leagues, and it's all for free for you guys. Perfect. Thanks to the Fantasy Football Expo. We're so happy to be there that we're going to give it away all for free when you guys show up and come to our booth.
And there's nothing anybody loves more than free.
Free stuff.
You're doing it right. People always say, "Well, what should I do at my booth? I've never been to one of these." Blah blah blah. And I go, "Just give away free shit."
No, yeah.
Free shirts.
We want you to play our stuff.
Free stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna give you.
We're not giving you away a cheap keyring tchotchke. We're gonna
no, not doing that.
Or a koozie. Please, dear God, don't give away koozies.
No cheap, no koozies, no cheap swag, no sunglasses.
Cancel the koozies.
Everybody, people ask me like, I want to bring koozies. I go, please don't.
Please don't.
Because every year they'll send
what is it,
me
1997
koozies. And nobody wants them. We all have
we got 60 koozies. Of them in our junk drawers, and you throw away.
Like I have enough already.
And then they bring the real thin, cheap wool ones. If you're gonna get them, get the good like styrofoam.
Right, and if you get the good one, then they're super thick.
Even then, but if you're gonna do it, at least do it. But
find something
else. All that stuff you guys will use. No, absolutely.
I always tell people, think of what you would want.
Yeah, and that's what we did. Yeah. You guys are gonna love the way it looks. You get to see my super handsome face over there the entire time, and telling you guys are just gonna love the things we're handing out and how our booth looks.
Well, you come to our presentation on stage.
Our
presentation on stage will be on for 30 minutes.
Right. Yep. You guys will be
please
doing
stop
a
by and
demo.
check that out.
Check it all out because you guys will be ready to go. So people will learn more about the Bolt Sparks and all the cool leagues. And what you're running. You guys are going to send me 1,000 items, put in all the swag bags for whatever that giveaway is. So we'll do all that. Any other questions you have for me as the Expo guy that you may have like, hey, Bob, we were kind of wondering X. If you don't, it's fine. But I always ask that because people will watch this and then go, oh, I never thought of that question. That's a good one. So.
Tell us about the draft the day before, Bob. What's going on the day before? You have like a celebrity draft?
Well, so we kind of have two different draft scenarios. So one is called Draft Night Out, even though it's in the middle of the afternoon, but that's their name. They put on just fun drafts, just gives you the ability to draft. They do it live at a bar restaurant called Jersey's in M-Bar. Last year they had 12 leagues. Now they have more room. I think they're going from 15 to 18. It's like 30 to 40 bucks to get in. And there's all kinds of like raffles and prizes and, autographed jerseys and all kinds of stuff like that. And then you can buy food and drinks, and it's just a good time. It's a fun thing for all the people that.
Hey, Bob, what platform you guys use for that?
Well, you'll have to ask the guys from Draft Night Out. I'm not 100%.
All right.
I
Fair
want to
enough.
say Sleeper, but don't quote me.
All right.
But
Well, I mean,
you
we'll
can
be
talk to
taking
Seth
this.
and change his mind for next year.
Yeah,
go.
that's my plan. Absolutely.
There you go. So anyway, so that's that. Then what you kind of classified as the celebrity draft. So we do what's called the King's Classic. So it's
that's
24 of the biggest experts in the country draft live inside the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And it is broadcast live on Fantasy Sports Radio on Sirius XM. That is from
They had
10
some old
a.m. to
YouTube
6
things.
p.m.
That was very cool, Bob. It is
What's
very
that?
cool. I said there were some like YouTube showings of it. It is very cool. All the talking heads. You've done a really amazing job getting
Yeah,
these
thank
people
you.
coming in. Like, it's very, very cool.
Yeah, thanks. And I figured I better put it together because it's the only way I'm going to get in one of those drafts.
Fair enough. Yeah,
if
I
I
get it.
build
Well,
it,
what
I
do you
have to
think
be in it.
Absolutely.
I may not be the smartest of the 24, but hey, I put it on. So
You're in it.
no, it's been a great time. We've done it since 2018. Actually, how this has all started, and so yeah, Howard Bender, Bob Harris, Andy Barron, Dave Richards from CBS Sports.
I love that guy.
Yeah, I mean, you name it. Other than Matthew Berry, everybody else is there. Every other site is represented. Every big shot that you know of in the industry, they're all there, and they're drafting live, head to head. Marcus Grant from NFL.com, Michael Florio from NFL.com.
Wow, that's really cool.
It's and it is intense because every time you think, oh, this guy will fall, no, he's not going to fall.
No.
Well, you have to think like 6 people ahead. Like,
yeah, of course, man. These guys know everything there is to know. They live and breathe it. Like we like to think we do too, but we're talking about professional fantasy football players.
They are.
We're trying to get in it. Like,
there you go. Yeah,
someday we'll have a Lightning Leagues representative on that draft. Do you? Is it the public can come in and watch the drafts?
So if you have a ticket to the Hall of Fame, if you bought that when you got your packages, you can just come in and watch. If you didn't, you can just buy the tickets at the door.
Okay.
I mean, you want to tour the Pro Football Hall of Fame on Saturday anyway because it's your most open time. So I would highly recommend just getting your tickets online. Just come to the event. Walk around. If you ask somebody, they'll guide you. Like, hey, they're down here in the back. We take over 3 huge conference rooms with dividers. So you anybody, the public can come in and watch if they have a ticket to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But you want to do that.
Guys in blue t-shirts, say hi, ask about their app. Some kind of specific blue t-shirt.
Put QR code stickers up here, man.
Yeah, definitely. So, all right, as we wrap up here, guys, anything else you want to talk about Lightning Leagues? I feel like we've hit all the great stuff that you guys want to do and tell everybody to sign up. So, Reese, if you don't walk around and don't freeze on us, go one more time with all of the social media signups, all that kind of stuff, and then I'll take it out from there.
So we're doing a docuseries right now. I think I mentioned that earlier, covering our journey on making this app, and it's
on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. I'm posting it to Instagram.
Okay.
So Lightning Leagues LLC. Facebook is / Lightning Leagues LLC. On YouTube, you just type in Lightning Leagues.
At Lightning Leagues.
At Lightning Leagues, you'll find us. And full transparency on how we're doing it. We're just regular dudes, and we're showing you how we do it, and it's pretty fun. The videos are fun.
I'll have to watch that. Sure.
Please take a look, and
it's on the website also.
And go to lightningleagues.com, get your free bulk. Can't say that enough. And And we're still working on that too. It's a work in progress. So you'll see the website. It's not the
Sign up
flashiest.
to be a tester. Sign
We're
up to be a
working on it.
tester.
And then, yeah, we got people. We would love more testers as well. So
Give me a holler.
you'll
Love
see.
to.
You'll see on our new video tonight. I'm going to drop it. You drop a comment if you want to be a tester, and we'll get you on there, and you help us out. So,
all right.
Thanks,
Well,
Bob.
thank you, gentlemen, for being a part of this tonight. We look
Thanks
forward
so
to
much,
putting
Bob.
this out. And
Thank
for Relio, Paul, Dick, and Reese, I'm Bob Lung. Make sure you get your tickets to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Yeah, get those too.
Fantasy
But make sure
football,
you get them for the Fantasy Football Expo. If you need information, I'll click here. You will see it. Thanks again, everybody. Take care. God bless.
Thanks for watching. Lock in your 2025 football tickets now at thefantasyfootballexpo.com. Hit subscribe and check out one of these excellent @FF Expo videos next.